Good afternoon, class. This video is a presentation for my report on the Warrior and the morally reasoned decisions made in sports. So, just a little background on the movie The Warrior. It's a movie that kind of stars two brothers, one Tommy and then Brendan. Tommy's the younger brother. A little background on him. He has a military background, had a traumatic experience in the military. Actually, is we figure out later in the movie that he actually went AWOL after a situation that happened with the cohort, his group. They ended up being in a serious accident. He was like the only survivor, and that kind of had a big effect on him. Brendan, who was the older brother, kind of a lot different than his brother, whereas he is a physics teacher now. He has a family. He's not alone. Kind of how Tommy's kind of alone. Looking back into their childhood, their parents split up. Dad was alcoholic. And then, Tommy kind of left when he went with the mom, whereas Brendan went with the dad, but it was more so because of the girl who's now his wife. He left to be with the dad because that's where the wife was. And so Tommy kind of had to forgive his brother for doing that because he thought that he should have stayed with the mom and helped take care of her with him. The mom eventually got terminally ill. She passed. And so that kind of has been some deep resentment there, some deep feelings that are just not going away. And so, throughout this movie now, they're kind of separate. There's no nothing that brings them together as far as in their life if there wasn't for this MMA style competition. So that's a little background on them. And then basically, what I was kind of focusing on was the moral reasoning kind of behind decisions and kind of how those can take place in sports and kind of how they, kind of resonate and how they kind of come about. So one thing I chose to kind of focus on when I think about your morals and everything like that. I think about kind of the people in your life who kind of help you shape those and kind of what kind of, how that comes about. So there's a quote that I kind of picked up here from Lumpkin, and it was good leadership. That is leadership that is directed toward a mission of excellence in which all individuals involved are better human beings for that experience. So basically, good leadership helps bring everyone up. It helps bring the whole unit. If you have good leadership, that can help everyone rise to the occasion, help everyone comes out better for that leadership, and they go on and they make better decisions in their life because they were led by good leaders. And so I think that kind of plays into it. So in sports, and that kind of how it resonates and how that shows itself. You can think about like coaches and how and they have their impact on the children when they're young in the youth sports. You have good coaches that are teaching kids good values, especially at that young age, and they're like a sponge. You're able to teach the kids. The kids can go on and have good direction. And for when you look at even up church, that's where you can learn your values and that are associated with whichever religion that a person chooses to put their child in. For me, as a Christian, that's where I came up in as the church, and so my values and my walk of life was in line with Christ and how he walked on earth, and so that's kind of how I got my values. And so then when it comes to you bring it all the way back up to sports, you kind of got to think that the decisions you make in sports, as far as how you're going to be and what you're gonna and how you're gonna as far as say the example is a ball went out of bounds and you touched it and you touched it and your teammates telling you, hey, no, you didn't, don't tell me you touched it, it's our ball, we want to keep it. That decision right there, you have to choose what your morals going to take over you know you touched it, and you're gonna say, hey, you know what, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna lie about this. This is me and mine. I touched it. So when it comes to that, connecting that all the way back to the Warrior and kind of how, what Tommy was fighting for and kind of what Brendan was fighting for. They're both fighting for, essentially some family. Brendan, his family, trying to get enough money to take care of everything. Tommy, for the wife of one of the fallen soldiers in his troop. And that's kind of something that came about there, and I think that the decisions they made, kind of how they fought and how they chose to fight each other, that was, because there's something bigger than themselves. They were taught, they didn't have great role models as far as their dad, but, Tommy had the Army and taught him, it's bigger than him. So I think those morals kind of, you can see those shape throughout the movie. And I think about as an example of bad leadership that I highlighted towards the end of the paper, something I kind of focused on, was if you think about the Penn State situation, and Joe Paterno, and Jerry Sandusky, and everything that happened there. Joe Paterno was known as a great leader. No one questioned his leadership. No one, he was winning, and everything was good. There's nothing to question. And I think, but it goes to show that if leadership breaks down, then everything below takes a backseat. So he was able to get away with this kind of stuff. That's terrible for kids, and it caused a lot of harm, but he's able to get away with it because of the fact that, the leadership wasn't strong. And so his morals, his morale in this situation and choosing to make, what he should do, he didn't make the right decision, and therefore that trickled down to everyone else in this organization. So I think the idea of the moral decisions in sports, and the reasons, and these are so important because it can make or break an organization, make or break the kids growing up and how they choose to grow up and how they choose to make decisions. So that's my presentation. Any questions about that? Let me know.